At the turn of the 19th century, a woman dies. And since this is a horror movie, she hasn't quite left the building yet. We are on the world's longest skating rink during Winterlude to take 2 minutes to answer one question: should you see it? The Woman in Black is the genuinely frightening tale of Arthur Kipps, a young lawyer and widower with a 4-year-old son who is sent to the dead woman's house to find the will and settle her estate. Every time Arthur sees the woman's ghostly visage, who in her less living impaired years was grief-stricken by the loss of her very own young son, a child in the small English community dies. This is Daniel Radcliffe's first role since stepping out of the shoes of the hero of the wizarding world, Harry Potter, and it's a hard thing to get over, not thinking of him in the role that defined him for the past 10 years. But I'm happy to say that he pulls off a solid performance in this new role as a young lawyer simply trying to get by and support a family. Now, too many horror movies these days rely solely on what are called pop scares to get by. You know what I'm talking about, those build-ups, then pops designed just to make you jump. In this movie, for example, Arthur hears thumping coming from a room. Hesitantly, he heads to the room. Cue the creepy music. The door to the room is stuck. The thumping gets louder. He shoves the door, it opens. Nothing is there. He looks around, the music gets louder, and then pop! A large bird appears out of nowhere shrieking. The audience knows something's coming, and it's a cheap scare. But fortunately, unlike movies like Insidious that rely solely on these types of scares, The Woman in Black creates a real atmosphere of eeriness to support an ever-ominous presence reminiscent of those old Hammer classics, which is what really sells this movie. What feels false here is that Arthur never seems to show any fear. He's occasionally hesitant, but when things go bump in the night, he grabs the nearest hatchet, because you know that'll work on a ghost, and goes hunting. I would have been out of that house within minutes of my first sighting, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. That aside, yay. What do you think? What was the last horror movie that legitimately scared the crap out of you? Let us know in the comments below or over on our website, shouldyousee.com, which is where I'll talk about the ending of The Woman in Black and why I think it might have been perfect to have ended it 2 minutes sooner. And if you're not done watching videos yet, why not check out these 2 reviews for other horror movies you might have heard of.